Ah, Jesus Christ! Oh, my knees. Ah, oh, jeez, that hurt. Oh, whew. Oh, sorry y'all had to see that. My knees was popping left, right, and center. Whew, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to spray that on you guys. But look, man, I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. I gotta scoot in just a little bit more just to get myself up out of here. Oh, there we go. All right, we're live. We're live. I do want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I messed up the camera shot as well. Let me just get that in there. Let me scoot that down just a little bit. Get up in there. There you go. All right. I feel a whole lot better looking like this. I know it's probably a little weird looking. It's probably a little crooked. I'll come fix it in a minute. I just gotta let my knees recover. Pause. But I was down there trying to post on social media that we were live, trying to get active while the clock was ticking. And I'm obviously a little late. I had to wash off my demons, man. Long story short, I was spending the night at somebody's crib, and I needed a shower. I needed a serious shower. So man, I feel a whole lot better, feeling good. I hope you are too. Of course, Christmas around the corner, so I hope you're having a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas. I have hope you get ready for the New Year's at this point in time, because look, we saw some great wrestling. We saw some great wrestling over the course of the year in 2024. And a lot of things that shocked us, a lot of things that made us feel. And of course, we've seen a whole lot of horrendous wrestling. And that's not only from the AEW side. That's usually what we like to talk about, but WWE as well. Main and I gotta give credit to Liv Morgan. I mean, I could go on and talk about what Liv Morgan did wrong, because I can, but she's done great work. She's done great work. Here, let me give time for myself to finally adjust this and get this slid over. There you go. All right, I feel a whole lot better now. So, hope you all are having an amazing holidays. I'm trying to get into contact with Edgar Avila from Snug Wrestling. Huge shout out to him. I'm not gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna just leave it at that, because I don't want to say or spoil anything that should be happening. But huge shout out to Snug Wrestling. He does a lot of great work. I mean, and that's in terms of on the podcast this side, just great content all around. So do want to give him a huge shout out. So if you have time out of your day, please follow him. Super dope, super chill dude. Of course, all of our stuff is located down low. All of our socials on the lower third here on the graphic, on the ticker. There it goes. I'm gonna call it like 5 different things. So if you do want to follow us in all of our social medias, you can see there. So all right, let's get it cracking, man. Let's get into some wrestling, because that's been on my mind. That's been what I've been wanting to talk about for a really long time. Of course, haven't been able to get into the studio for a little bit, but it's all good, man. It's all good. Like I said, we're getting ready for the holidays. Doing good, feeling good, living good, of course. So actually, as I stop bantering here, I want to get into some wrestling, because, of course, we're getting ready to see WWE Raw go over to Netflix. I think that's going to be so awesome to see. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, of course. This is going to be huge. They're making a big deal out of this whole thing. Of course, you saw the press conference. The press conference, I guess you could call it. Seth Rollins walking up to CM Punk, who's the bootlicker now, bitch. Like Seth Rollins, he's making this as heated as he's trying to get CM Punk as mad as possible. They're swinging on each other on Monday Night Raw. Like, they're inseparable, but in like the worst way possible. So I can't wait to see how that match turns out. I'm not going to be negative on this, but of course I'm going to be negative and say I just hope CM Punk can stay healthy. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying, look, we've been seeing CM Punk on and off, and that Hell in a Cell match was intense. So I wasn't expecting to see him come back next week and, wrestle, Braun Breaker or something like that. No, that's not what I was thinking about at all. But CM Punk himself, he does such great work, and then we don't see him because he deserves the time off. But I just hope he can stay healthy. I hope all these wrestlers could stay healthy in this point in time. But I think this is going to be really, really fun to watch. CM Punk taking on Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, we're finally see that that was like 2014 Seth Rollins, where he starts becoming a little bit more demonic, like he starts becoming a little bit more disrespectful. You start to see that edge, from Seth Rollins. And I think we're going to see a whole lot of that on Raw as well. So I think this is going to be amazing. Of course, on the flip side, SmackDown might be 3 hours. I just seen that drop. Look, if that's true, actually, let me see that. Let me actually see that before I say what the actual news is. Because no, it's not. I haven't seen. Friday Night SmackDown expanded to 3 hours. This is coming from eWrestling News. It will extend to 3 hours starting January 3rd, 2025. The program will still be broadcasted every Friday at 8 p.m. The announcement was made on WWE's website. So look, man, I missed Raw being 3 hours. Like, I know a lot of people couldn't stand it because you want to go to sleep and you live on the East Coast and you suck. Besides Justin, love Justin, but it's like we have to throw Justin in there. It's a huge shout out to Justin, Circle of Debate and them boys as well. Huge fans of them and also friends of them, not fans and friends of them. So do want to give them a huge shout out. But I love the 3 hours that Monday Night Raw had. Now that SmackDown's going to 3 hours, I think it's going to be a whole lot better. I think it's not going to be as edgy, as Raw is going to be. But I think they're going to, they've been getting away with a decent amount of stuff lately. So I think their best bet is to see what's going to happen now. But honestly, Monday Night Raw going on Netflix, having a little bit of edge to it. Then on the flip side, WWE SmackDown, Friday Night SmackDown being 3 hours and it's geeked, especially if Kevin Owens is going to land people on their head for 2.5 of them. Look, if I'm going to be honest with you, I love how WWE is getting Kevin Owens over. Like, Kevin Owens has always had this edge, and I was always trying to figure out when are we going to get that Kevin Owens that walked out there, power bomb John Cena, stepped on the United States champion. I just spin the belt here fast. Stepped on the United States title belt and then posed over John Cena. Then the very next day beat the man. Oh man, look, Kevin Owens. What, maybe 10 years ago? Kevin Owens 10 years ago was an absolute dog. Like, scared the hell out. That was when I actually became a huge fan of Kevin Owens. And the only person that would really actually know that would probably only be Devin and my sister, because I feel like I talk about Kevin Owens so much. And of course, the theme, I love Kevin Owens' theme music. Everything about Kevin Owens, I just think is dope. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop riding, but I just thought it was so cool to see him go out there. Not only it wasn't cool to see him take out Randy Orton. I think that was foul, but he hits him with a pile driver, the safest pile driver ever. Randy Orton's gonna be out for a little bit of time, and then of course Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens have their match. He loses in Saturday Night Main Event, and then Kevin Owens just said, "Screw this, man! I have to literally I literally have to restrain your arms from helping you land or protect your neck at all." And he just lands up on his head, the package power driver, just absolutely sickening. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. I loved every second of it. And that's the Kevin Owens that I wanted to see for a really, really long time. Now, do I think he's going to win a belt? I hope so. I really, really hope so. I hope this is the start, of Kevin Owens, dominance. I do think Kevin Owens could reach, that. Now, you might disagree with me. I might be riding too hard, but I do think Kevin Owens could reach that Randy Orton level of insanity. And I'm talking shaved head. I want to say 2009 Randy Orton, when he was definitely hearing voices. He started kicking people in the head, started RKOing wives, kissing them in front of them while they're handcuffed. Like, I'm talking that type of. Now, I don't think Kevin Owens going to do all that, but I do think Kevin Owens can get that over. I do think you can promote Kevin Owens like that, and he could be a huge draw like that. A huge shout out to Justin. What's good, my guy? Just talking about you, fam. Just saying great things about, not really saying great. I said great things about you, but it was mainly about being on the East Coast, talking about Friday Night SmackDown being 3 hours. And I was like, I loved Raw being 3 hours. I said it just sucked for the people on the East Coast that had to stay up to like 3 o'clock, and had to, well, not 3 o'clock, excuse me, had to stay up to 11 o'clock. Yeah, because Monday Night Raw is like, 12 hours long. But I was just talking about how, you guys had to stay up to 11 o'clock to watch Monday Night Raw. Now it might just have to be the same thing for SmackDown, because I believe Eastern time it comes on at 8 o'clock. So yeah, 3 hours long. Yeah, I'd be exhausted. I love being on the West Coast. The West Coast, man, they came on at 5 o'clock. I was going to sleep at 8 regardless, so it didn't really matter. Now, of course, being back in the Midwest, it comes on at 7. Now I'm sitting here dozing at 8:30. AEW, I don't even try. AEW, I'm going to sleep. It is what it is at that point. Shout out to Justin. He says, I feel like Cody should have dropped the title to KO at Saturday night's main event. That way, you can freshen up Cody by chasing the title. And he says it's going to be interesting with both shows being 3 hours. Honestly, like I said, man, I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see how that's going to turn out, because I'm all on board for the 3 hours. Like I'm down for the 3 hours. I want to stay up for it, no matter what coast I'm on or country I'm at. I feel like I would watch it regardless. But honestly, I do think that Cody, I agree with you, Justin, as well, on your last take, that Cody should have dropped the belt to KO. And like I said, I'm a KO rider. I'm a meat rider. I'm sorry. Pause. A little bit of pause. It's like, look, I love me some Kevin Owens. So if he wanted to go out there and just absolutely murder Cody Rhodes, look, I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Now, how long would you say Cody Rhodes would be chasing this title for? Because, like, honestly, I can see Cody Rhodes going after the chase again. And hell, I mean, we're coming up on January. We could have a nice little Mania match. Or hell, you can also, we also have 10,000 other pay-per-views, premium live events. We also have a couple of premium live events to get through as well. Cody Rhodes can go through that chase as well. Cody Rhodes is definitely getting another WrestleMania match. Like, that's happening. And I don't think that's stopping at all. Cody Rhodes is still at least top 3 in merch sales. I know CM Punk and everything that's going on with him and Seth Rollins, which I think is going to be absolutely ballistic. And then, of course, Seth Rollins on his resurgence. Don't you like how, like, fresh everyone is? I'm sorry, I know I'm bouncing back and forth, but like, Cody Rhodes, to me, I never thought he lost his luster from last year's Mania. I've been loving Cody Rhodes ever since he came back or walked into WWE. So nothing's really changed for me. I never really thought he was being soft or weak in any instance. But, Kevin Owens, you see a little bit of resurgence. You see him getting revived a little bit. You're seeing the likes of I was just talking about the man. Seth Rollins. You're seeing the likes of Seth Rollins, and there was a point in time where, yeah, you can wrestle cool, but I mean, Monday Night Messiah is all right. The man's man is cool, but we're progressive. I like it, but it's like, but it was, we're seeing Seth Rollins now as somebody, when he's serious, that's the Seth Rollins that I would be behind 24/7. Shout out to Justin. He also says, I'd have him chase all the way to Mania. KO holds it for a bit, then Randy Orton comes back and wins the title, leading to Orton versus Rhodes at Mania. Oh, that's nice. I like that, Justin. Okay, Booker of the Year, man. Dave Meltzer, give Justin a call, man. Give Justin a call. Oh, I can help out a little bit. I play a little bit of GM mode. I can help out a little bit. Ain't nobody getting extorted here. Well, ain't nobody going to get us out of 100K. But outside of that, I do agree with that 100%. Randy Orton coming back, of course, is going to be inevitable. It's just a matter of when. And I want to know how often. Like, I feel like it would be a little unnecessary for Kevin Owens to do all this and to just lose, because you're not going to just have somebody pull out a pile driver, a move that's been banned for years. The only form of pile driver that we've seen has come from Kane and Undertaker with the Tombstone pile driver. Other than that, you never saw it, at least within the Ruthless Aggression era. So there's kids, born before. Well, I don't got to explain it. I could go exaggerate about it. I can go and explain it, but it's not really that deep. But honestly, I do believe that you're not going to have Kevin Owens go through all this just for him to lose to Cody Rhodes and then to have him wither away. All right, Kevin Owens, goodbye. Cody Rhodes, who's your next opponent? Like, who's gonna be the next box office guy that's gonna come after and threaten Cody Rhodes' title? But what does Kevin Owens do after this? Now, if this goes all the way up to Mania, I'm okay. I'm cool. I have zero problem with that whatsoever. It's just a matter of what is Kevin Owens. What is your game plan with Kevin Owens when this is all said and done? I'm down for him with getting a title run. I thought his first one, of course, the Fatal 4-Way, Triple H coming through, turning on Seth Rollins, and then Kevin Owens winning the Universal title. That was after Finn Balor had to drop it, of course, after that injury at SummerSlam. But I mean, Kevin Owens, most of his title reigns, I haven't really been a fan of outside of NXT. So honestly, I do think this is Kevin Owens' time to shine, especially since you're paying this man a crap load of money. I mean, every time contract negotiations come up, you're seeing, Kevin Owens say well, of course, you're always seeing that from everybody. Kevin Owens say AEW, Kevin, this guy to AEW, Ricochet to AEW, but usually WWE comes through. You usually hear a report that Kevin Owens got paid a decent amount of money. And then, of course, he goes on a nice little run, a nice little storyline. Last time they put him in a suit with the U.S. title, and then that went absolutely nowhere. But also, shout out to Justin. He says, love how WWE handles the usage of the power driver and how they save it for special moments. And exactly. I like how they use a lot of stuff, for special moments. A lot of stuff that we don't see until, certain pay-per-views. A lot of things that we don't see until pay-per-views, PLEs. A lot of things we don't see, especially till like WrestleMania. Especially WrestleMania. Because I think that's where the money is made. That's where most of the eyes are drawn to. But I just think it's just incredible to see a lot of things that, like you said, we're not used to seeing at all. Like right now, we just saw Randy Orton gets laid on his head on SmackDown. We just for free. We just saw that for free. Cody Rhodes, of course, if you had Peacock, you saw it. But it's not. Well, no, you didn't see it because I think it was off air. Because I ain't gonna lie. When the match was on, I was watching it. I was watching it at a lady friend's house. So, I was a little caked up. So as soon as the match was over, we had to watch another. She struggled with me. She struggled with me to watch it. That's what I'm trying to do. We're trying to negotiate here. So while I was watching it, as soon as Cody Rhodes won, I was like, all right, we could turn on insert show here. I ain't gonna expose myself too much. But we had to watch insert show here. And then I go on Twitter and Cody Rhodes is getting stretchered out. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like, what did I miss here? And so I love how WWE's doing everything. And of course, I seen a video on Twitter. It's like this guy, he's on his phone. And it's kind of a chubby dude, a lot of facial hair. And he moves over slightly and a car just rams through the store. And somebody said that was Cody Rhodes. He was like, man, they really trying to take out Kevin Owens here. Like, it's getting deep. it's getting serious. But like I said, everything about this has been awesome. I wish I had Devin here with me because I want to talk about Liv Morgan. I usually give Liv Morgan praise when Devin ain't here. And I want to do that because he doesn't have to tell me, I told you so. Because I gotta give it to this man. And Justin was there. A lot of us saw Devin just be so confident that Liv Morgan was going to be this star. And I just thought it was because she was attractive. And honestly, I mean, she is. And of course, Devin's attracted to her. He ain't gonna tell you, but of course he's attracted to her. But it's one of those things where for years, and it all started with the Money in the Bank. You can see it on Twitter. Liv Morgan go win Money in the Bank, and that's all I'm gonna think. It's been ringing in my ear for about a year and a half now. And Liv Morgan has been on a rise ever since, title win after title win. She gets a bodyguard. She walks up to my GOAT, Rhea Ripley. I'm going to take your crew. I'm going to take your title, and you suck. It's just like, just right off rip. And Rhea didn't believe a single word she said. I didn't either. I thought Rhea Ripley was just going to treat her like that kid, like that kid that's like swinging. And Rhea Ripley's just like holding her by the head, just like, I'm thinking if you didn't, I'm on Twitter if you guys didn't see that. I mean, I'm on YouTube and Twitch if you guys didn't see that. But, it's like, it's one of those things where you're getting your head held as the little person swinging, trying to throw shots at you, but nothing's going on at all. Liv Morgan did everything she said she was going to do. No, Liv Morgan did everything that her and Devin said she was gonna do. So I gotta give Devin some credit there. She got the dog crap beat out of her by not Rhea Ripley, by Io Sky. That ain't happened yet. It's going to. But she got the dog crap beat out of her by Io Sky, but ended up still winning in a really, really tough matchup. Took a knee to the face that would have destroyed a regular human's face. It's a good thing Liv Morgan smokes weed. That doesn't really hurt that much, I guess. But uh Liv Morgan has been absolutely phenomenal. Even Rhea Ripley walked out, gave her a little head nod, like, all right, I guess I acknowledge you. That's my little acknowledgement, for the day that I'll give you. And I think it's been smooth sailing ever since with this rivalry. I've thought it dragged on for far too long. I wanted this to end already. I hope. Now, I might be the only one here. Because I don't think this will happen. I just don't think they'll be able to drag this out till Mania. Now, if Rhea Ripley wins the title back and they go back and forth still, I can kind of see them dragging it out till Mania. If Liv Morgan retains, I see no reason in Rhea Ripley going back and fighting for this title again. That's just me. If Liv Morgan beats Rhea Ripley again, I see no reason for Rhea Ripley to come through and fight again for the title. I think Liv Morgan needs to have another competitor at Mania. If Rhea Ripley wins, okay, let's have this match at Mania. I can see this working out. Huge shout out to Justin. I seen it coming. He says, I've been saying it. I've been saying it and still feels the same. Liv is the MVP of 2024. Oh my goodness, that's true. Justin said that, and I read it, and it burnt my eyelids. I couldn't even read it. I couldn't even read it. It disgusted me. But you were right. Justin is 100% right. Justin has told me on numerous occasions. Now that I think of, Justin has told me on numerous occasions that I was tweaking. Liv Morgan is definitely have been on a roll, just an absolute roll. Now, when I had to, it got so bad to the point where I love what Mariah May is doing on AEW. Like, I think she's doing an amazing job. I know a lot of people don't really like her title reign. I know it's been a little lackluster. She hasn't been doing too much. But honestly, I thought it was going to be a whole lot worse. She exceeded my expectations because my expectations were just that low. So even though I like what Mariah May is doing, even though I was trying to hate and be like, oh man, she could do that to Liv more, it wouldn't even leave my mouth. I couldn't even say that because Liv Morgan has just been so phenomenal. I've been yelling at Devin. No, is she better than Rhea Ripley? Is she better than Bianca Belair? Is she up there with Charlotte Flair? Hell, I want her to go up against Charlotte Flair now. And I want her to win at this point. I want her to knock out Charlotte Flair at this point. Because there's no stopping Liv Morgan right now. She has just been on an absolute roll. And all she had to do, to me at least, this is now. Should I say this? I'm gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna wait till Devin's here so I'll say it. But Justin also says they definitely should have. Shouldn't drag it out to Mania. Mania should be either Io versus Rhea or Bianca versus Rhea. Hoping this isn't going to be the end of main championship Liv. And no, I don't think it is. I don't think it is going to be at all. And I'm actually happy that there's mid-card title belts now. I think that helps out a whole lot. And it also adds on to the PLEs that we're getting as well. The PLEs are going to be a whole lot longer. Hell, 3-hour Raw, 3-hour SmackDowns. We're cool with the 5 matches that we're seeing now, but I'm pretty sure these PLEs are going to be a whole lot longer with these mid-card women's belts that we got. Huge shout out to Chelsea Green. That was an awesome match between her and Michin. Both competitors deserving of the belt. Shout out to Devin too, 2 for 2, man. I don't mean to glaze him as he's gone, but this is the only time I have to because I ain't gonna do it. And I ain't gonna do the person ill. But he was right about Chelsea Green as well. Even Justin as well came through, talked about the great work Chelsea Green has done, and I just couldn't see it. I just couldn't. Now on the other side of it, she's been doing a lot. She's getting power bombed through trash cans. Like she's gone through it. Her character at least has gone through it. Her, Piper Niven. I like outside of the ring. I loved what Chelsea Green was doing, but that match between her and Michin, she definitely showed out, and I loved it. She has to stop slapping people. I hate when she just goes around and just slaps people because it just looks like it just looks whack. I don't know, it just looks whack. Like I feel like all I could do is, I mean, you could duck a punch, but that slap just looks so winded. Okay, you stay right there. You know that slap just looks so off. But I love the work Chelsea Green. That unprettier that she did was beautiful. Unprettier, that was an accident. But yeah, Liv Morgan, definitely agree with Justin. In 2024 MVP. That's men's and women's. And I'll throw that. Yeah, men's and women's for sure. I'll agree with that. So outside of the great work that WWE is doing, because of course it's Monday, getting ready for Monday Night Raw. Can't wait to see what's out. We might, if I'm home, we might stream Raw. Just might stream Raw. So I don't know what's going on. I know Devin, I haven't talked to him yet about it, so I'm not gonna be like, oh well, me and Devin are gonna stream Raw together. Like I'm not gonna throw him in there just yet. But honestly, I definitely want to see if I'm home, I'm gonna be live streaming Raw for sure. So look, there's been some awesome stuff going on AEW, but man, it's also been some exhausting stuff as well. I don't have no problem with the Costco people anymore. Look, Costco guys. Now the kids, you know, I ain't got a problem with the kids. I was gonna start frying the kids. I ain't got a problem with the kids. Don't got a problem with the kids. Well, I do love the fact that AEW is, you know, kind of putting them in the light a little bit. They're not trying to make them a huge deal, but they're just showing up from time to time. Hell, they said the dad was a former wrestler, you know, years ago, and hell, he injured his foot in the match and still finished. So still finished the match. Let me still finish the match. So you got to give him a whole lot of credit there. He has his kids in the ring. Like hell, if I ever become a wrestler and I got some little kids and Tony Khan is like, hell yeah, Isaiah. If you want to have your son, you know, powerbomb Jack Perry, and then have your other kid hit a 5-star frog splash on the Young Bucks, and then you guys win the trios tag titles. I mean, I think that'll be perfectly fine. You know, I mean, hell, I'd do it. I do it off rip, like regardless. So I do look. I don't mind the Costco guys being there. Will Ospreay, you know, booming with them. A lot of people are just crapping on Will Ospreay and Ricochet. I just love that. I can't show it because I know Tony Khan go flag me, but just that video of course, well, Will and Ricochet, they were confronting each other after Ricochet cheated in their match, and you know, Ricochet pulls off the win. He's now the most hated guy in AEW next to Jack Perry. But I actually had to save it on my phone. You know, it's just Ricochet. Hey, Will, don't talk to me like that. Hey, Will, don't talk to me like that. Like, it's just like, bro, who am I arguing with? Usher? You know, like, am I arguing with Usher here? What are you doing, bro? Like, I'm sorry, Ricochet, bro. It's not, nobody put a microphone, nobody even put a microphone in your face, and it kind of made you come off looking a little weird. I just felt so bad, you know, because I really love Ricochet and I love the work he puts in, but these matches that him and Will Ospreay put on are just the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. It's the same thing. You know, it's like it gets annoying after a while. And this is coming from somebody that just saw one of their matches in the Indies. I just saw one of their matches, and the other matches I saw from Ricochet and Will Ospreay have just been from AEW, and I'm sick of them already. You know, I'm already tired of it. And so that's one thing that Tony Khan definitely needs to realize is that, look, spamming these matches is cool and all, but you got to let some stuff build. I understand Ricochet's turning heel, but that's the last person to turn heel. First of all, Ricochet getting all big and bold on Will Ospreay, but bro, the last time I saw you, Bobby Lashley had you by the throat. MVP tore up the card talking about some, man, get this bum out of here. Matter of fact, he sprinkled the card in his hand, blew it in your face, bro, and they threw you out the ring. He didn't do that, but it would have been cool if he did. But it's just one of those things where last time we saw you, you was getting hold. And now you've turned heel, quote unquote, because Ricochet ain't turned heel, bro. I'm not gonna say Ricochet ain't built like that. I'm not trying to call it. I'm not saying I'm trying to call the guy's bluff. I'm just saying as the character is portrayed. I ain't gonna sit here and call out a guy and say, you know, you ain't like that, you a bitch, you know. But like, no, because that's not true at all. I don't think any of these guys are hoes or anything like that. But it's just one of those things where you see how you first off, it's just don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to me like bro. I'm like yelling with Drizzy Drake here. Like it's just sickening at this point. So I want to root for I want to root for him. I want to root for Ricochet so bad, but he makes it so hard. He makes it so hard. Shout out to Justin. He says genuinely don't care for the Costco guys. Yeah, he did a good job at Full Gear, but it's not for me. Plus, they're mixing it up with Jericho. Easy pass. Jericho needs to get his ass home or on a boat somewhere. Leave. Jericho actually came out and said that the people that have a problem with the things that he do don't really watch him pretty much on a regular basis. Don't want to watch AEW like that. They're just pretty much guys that hop onto the hate train, which isn't true at all because you gained a whole lot of haters in Chicago when you had that match against Tomohiro Ishii. Like that tells me a whole lot. That showed me a whole lot from coming from Chris Jericho because number one, it sucked. Number two, guys were cheering for you guys to just for somebody to just do any sort of move, take any sort of bump, and you couldn't do it for 20 minutes. For 20 straight minutes. Chris Jericho, you just need to realize that what you do sucks. What you do is bad. Who's one of the best hitters? Like Luis Reyes. There's one of these guys, a baseball player, just really great contact hitter. He's not going to hit 100. He's not going to go 4 for 4 every night. You're not going to get a guy like Aaron Judge. You're not going to get a guy like Juan Soto. You're not going to get a lot of these baseball players, or hell, I could go basketball. Michael Jordan isn't going to shoot 100% always. Chris Jericho has always been praised, for always switching up his gimmick and always, changing styles and making sure that he always entertains fans. And for the most part, he's done a great job at that until he showed up in AEW. I can be honest with you. I ain't never liked a single thing Chris Jericho has done ever since, and I can't say ever since he left WWE, because I did see when he became the Painmaker. That was the only time Chris Jericho, I can admit this, Chris Jericho was the first time I started watching, independent stuff, because when he left, when that made news that Chris Jericho left WWE, I was watching the shoot interviews. He said he wants to do his own thing, and Vince McMahon was like, sure, go ahead, I'll let you go. Then he goes over to Japan. That was the first time I started watching, New Japan. I started watching matches outside of WWE. And for the most part, I thought it was good. At least his run in Japan. After that, I haven't been the biggest Chris Jericho fan at all. He gets on my last nerves. Honestly, doesn't make me sick. Like, he doesn't make me, want to quiver in fear or nothing like that. But he definitely makes me want to change the channel with the quickness. Shout out to Justin. He says the only thing I'm interested to see is if this heel thing is going to work for Ricochet. Honestly, if I could spoil this, I think I could spoil this. I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's happening at all. I think mainly Ricochet is just going to be not really necessarily sitting on the sidelines, but he's going to be having this nice little 2-second heel run. Hell, he might hold the TNT championship for a couple days. After that, I think we won't be able to see Ricochet for a long while. And I think that's just the gist of it. Ricochet. Oh, not even Ricochet. I think it's an AEW thing. AEW, you're only great your first day there. You're only there for your first pop. For that first day you come up in your first. Ruby Soho hasn't gotten a bigger pop. Even when she announced her pregnancy, even when she announced about her relationship, she didn't get a bigger pop. The biggest pop she got, there you go, let me phrase that better. The biggest pop she got was when she debuted. I'm pretty sure I can say the same for Ricochet. I'm pretty sure I can. I can't say the same for Bryan Danielson, because him and Adam Cole just kind of popped into there one by one. But honestly, I think you're only hot when you're rumored to be there, when you show up, and then that's about it. That maybe your first match, you get that huge pop. Everybody do. everybody stomping their feet. Ricochet, Will Ospreay, Ricochet. When all that's going on, I understand. Other than that, that's pretty much all you're getting. That's pretty. You get the dream match that everybody hopes for, and then you're done. All right, go back to catering, Bucko. Either go to catering or go to. Oh, you can't go to Rampage. I ain't mean that, Tony. But that's just how I see the whole thing. Huge shout out to Justin. He says Jericho has flat out overstayed his welcome. That is a fact. That is a fact. I won't say that's a fucking fact. That's a fact. Because look, man, I've never been more sick of Chris Jericho ever. Just ever. He just bothers the living hell out of me. He drains the life out of the TV, and he drains the life out of the building. I've seen it. I've been there twice. Like it's not fun to watch Chris Jericho. Hell, when we can see him, Tony Khan, when you put something up on the jumbotron, Tony Khan, bastard. It's just like it gets annoying after a while. So, but AEW, I don't know what's happening. I just don't know what's happening. I'm trying to fall in love with the storylines. I'm really, really trying to, but it's just awful, man. It is awful. I don't really care about Private Party at all. I do not give a damn about Private Party. I want to care about Daniel Garcia, but it's not a whole lot going on with him. I don't really care about what he has going on. Will Ospreay and Ricochet. We already talked about that a little bit. Ricochet's heel turn is going to be something different, but he really has to get his talking skills up, man, or he has to just slide in with MVP and the boys, show some love there, sacrifice somebody, and see what he could do there. Call it a day. Hopefully that's fine. But Will Ospreay, maybe Will Ospreay's a horrible friend. His friends are just betraying him left and right. Ricochet, is over here cheating to win, disrespecting him in front of his face, and of course. Kyle Fletcher came through and just was like, man, I don't even want to look like you, bro. I gotta cut my whole hair off because I can't even. You disgust me. Made me sick. It's just like maybe it's something to do with Will Ospreay. Maybe Will Ospreay's the problem. But outside of that, I don't even care what Will Ospreay got going on. Honestly, I really, really don't whatsoever. I miss the powerhouse Hobbs of the world. I'm more interested to see what's going on outside of AEW, like Ricky Starks. Like, please let him go. Ray Phoenix, and then Penta. I want to see what's going on with them outside of what's going on in the storylines. I don't really give a damn about Adam Cole and MJF. MJF can say all the disrespectful stuff he wants about Adam Cole. It's not gonna move me, bro. Except for the dentist line. I thought the dentist line was pretty cold. I see you're not seeing your dentist, as often as you or anymore. So I forgot the actual phrasing, but that was sick. I did love that. MJF is a sick dude, but Adam Cole, I don't know, man. And first off, can we talk about something? I want to talk about something here. And this isn't an AEW thing. I think this is a wrestling thing. Can we stop this warrior spirit kick out at one energy that we be seeing? I think that is the stupidest thing, man. I just think that's I can't see you having a 20-minute match, fighting for 20 minutes. Even in some instances in this 20 minutes, you're kicking out at 2. And then I hit you with a power driver that you land straight on your neck with. I just go on the top rope. It just hit you with a freaking phantom power driver, and you kick out at 1, and no, stop all that. No, stop it, because then I shoot you. Because then I gotta shoot you at that point. Like if I'm a wrestler in that instance, I gotta shoot you because there's no way you're like this. You're a crackhead. But in actuality, I just think it's stupid. I think it kind of it takes me out of the match a little bit. And like I said, it's not an AEW thing. I think that happens a lot everywhere. And now it hasn't been a reoccurring thing in WWE, but I think WWE knows that's not what their fans like. WWE is kind of maneuvering their fans into, getting into this world of, We are landing people on our necks. We are hitting pile drivers. WWE is kind of leaning people in. Huge shout out to Justin. He says Ricochet. Ricochet's one big issue is that he's not special. Damn. You look, man. Don't let Ricochet read that on Twitter, bro. Ricochet read that on Twitter. I don't know, Justin. He might come after you. He might come at you. Might have to fry him, Justin. You might have to fry him. It's gonna be one of the things where we're like holding Justin back. Like Justin's like, hey man, you lucky my boy's holding me back, but it really is. Like it's because Justin will let him know. But you might have a point, but I'm not saying I'm disagreeing. I'm just like, damn, that's a gut punch. Like, you ever seen Vegeta, Dragon Ball Z, where he realized he was like, damn, man, I'm getting my ass beat by Majin Buu. The only thing I could do is kill myself. I mean, well, the only thing I could do is, sacrifice myself. That's what I meant to say. But it was one of those things where he was going to, before he explodes himself, he had to hug his son. He was like, Trunks, the last time I held you, you were a baby. Then he just boop, like chops him in the neck. But what I'm getting at, where you was talking about he's not special, is where he looks at Goten. Goten's like, how could you do this? This is your son. He leans over and just hits him with like the nastiest gut punch, just push, like, oh, come here. He was like, I ain't never liked you anyway. Like, you look just like your deadbeat dad. Like you look just like your deadbeat dad. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put that. But yeah, that's exactly how I read that. He's just like, you're not special. God, deadbeat dad. But Justin Justin also goes on to say Tony has at least half a dozen people on this roster that's just like Ricochet. And he says, all I can say is I said what I said, Pretty Ricky. Come at me. Hey man, Ricochet gonna come. Hey, Justin, don't talk to me like that, Justin. Justin, take back what you said. Now. Justin, I'm gonna report you. Justin. Okay, I'm done. No, honestly, I fully believe that Ricochet, I agree wholeheartedly with what you said, that statement earlier. I fully believe that he has half a dozen Ricochets on his roster. Top Flight, I think, can do exactly what Ricochet can do. You have Hologram. He loves him some Hologram. He loves him some Hologram. Hologram could do exactly what he does. Hell, you got some big boys there. Oh, dang, I'm spacing on his name. He's spacing on his name. I'll think of him later. But yeah, you have so many guys on the roster that can do exactly what Ricochet does, as Justin just pointed out. I think that's a great point there. And I really fully believe that at this point in time, your best bet is to look, and at this point in time, which is what they're doing, turn Ricochet heel, see what you could do. Now, if you could turn him heel and not have him talk, that's a dub. That is 100% a dub. So I think that kind of helps out there in more ways than one. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I haven't seen. He says amazing comparison. I'm telling you, that's exactly what I thought of. It's just as soon as he came through with that gut punch, that you look like your father. He was like, your father sucks. But yeah, that's exactly what I thought of. But I do have to call it quits here. I do have to slide out, mainly because I'm mainly here to test out audio, make sure everything sounds good. It's good with one microphone. It's just when we start getting into two, it's when things sound a little bit shaky. I just had to come on here, talk a little bit of wrestling, and just go live, just make some content. And we're also gonna come through with a little bit of clips as well. So I think this is gonna be really, really smooth. Devin, is there anything you want to say before you close this show? No, you don't. And the reason why I say that is because, look, man, that'd be Devin's go-to, and he'd be having like 10 minutes. But of course, I do got to do my Devin glazing. Huge shout out to Devin. But before we get to a huge shout out to Devin, awesome getting to hang out with you, bro. Huge shout out to Justin. Justin, I'm sorry I couldn't throw you on. I just didn't have any headphones, and I can't reach over. I'm about to get a mouse. So I'm gonna get a mouse that's gonna be right here, so I can click on to the text as well. So the text will pop up, and so all I need is just a Bluetooth mouse. I just need to go freaking Five Below. I just get a small little mouse. So once that happens, man, the next time I'm on here, if I'm on by myself and you want to slide on, I'll definitely send you the link and we could definitely get it cracking for sure. So Justin, appreciate you sliding through, hanging out with me, talking some wrestling. You had some really, really great points, and I'm gonna screenshot. Definitely got a screenshot to put you on because I think that was just absolutely hilarious. Um, I'll be watching you tonight. Hell, like I'm talking like I'm gonna see. I'll be watching you tonight. I'll definitely be tuning in to Justin tonight. Circle of Debate. We'll be having a watch party. They do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they actually do a show on Thursday. But you can catch them literally whenever. Turn your notifications on YouTube, and you'll be able to see them. Like they have such great content, such great guys on the show, and sexy individuals as well. Got to throw that out there. Got some beautiful, beautiful individuals there. So huge shout out to Circle of Debate. They'll be on. Tune in to them. So Justin says appreciated as always. And like I said, I got to glaze Devin real fast. Huge shout out to Devin Lee Crimes. Pretty much the workhorse, the backbone of the Heel Turn podcast. I just got to do that every time he isn't here because I just got to show them like he is appreciated. It's not because it's written in the contract that he has out for me. It's just the fact that look, man, we do some great work here and we have insanely busy schedules. So just the fact that we're able to come on here and actually go live and do stuff like this, I think it's actually really cool. And I still want to grow. I'm not ready to lose this in any way, shape, or form. So you can catch us around 2-3 o'clock. Is about around the time I'll try to continue to go live. Or if not, I'll just run home, just keep posting on social media, and I'll work out something there. So thank you, Justin, for sticking with us. Like I said, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And as always, we'll see you next time.